You have been such an outspoken proponent of trying to get the grid fixed, specifically in Texas, but really and beyond. How bad is it, Senator?
Well, to me, it's hard to describe it much worse than what it is, considering the consequences and the vulnerability that we have with our grid to multiple threats, both natural and man-made. I mean, it's not just the man-made threats, but the natural ones, the coronal mass ejections, or GMD, geomagnetic disturbances, that we have experienced in the past. And we know how effective they are. I mean, the first one was in 1859, called the Carrington event. You can Google it and learn all about it. It destroyed our telegraph system from coast to coast, sent our parties to the hospital, put set railroad ties on fire and warped the tracks like pretzels. So we know it's real. And the EMP threat, we have known about this. Matter of fact, a balloon was used in 1958 to lift the first 1 megaton bomb up to about 85,000 feet to detonate it to see what would happen. And lo and behold, they got this huge electromagnetic pulse that surprised everyone. Well, they thought that was big, but it wasn't until about 4 years later in the early 60s when they started launching them much higher, a couple hundred nautical miles into outer space before setting them off. And the pulse got even bigger. It got so big that it was knocking out the power grid in the island, and we had to stop testing. Russians experienced the same thing.
So, Senator, you're telling me the higher up it goes, the worse the event of the EMP, rather than being just, a few thousand feet above the city of Chicago or, God forbid, city of Dallas, where I live.
Oh, absolutely. A near ground burst will have a lot of local impact with the kinetics, like happened in Japan. But high in the atmosphere, it's still going off in the atmosphere, and its effect of line of sight is line of sight. And so getting above the atmosphere, then you get it from coast to coast and border to border. But what the mechanism is that if high in the atmosphere, you won't get the kinetics from it. You won't get things blown up. Nobody will be killed. No animals hurt, trees hurt, or anything. But the gamma rays coming off of that nuclear detonation will impact the particles in the atmosphere, knocking the electrons loose, which then are affected by the Earth's magnetic field and starts to swirl, and that'll induce a very, very high 2,000 volts per meter current in anything electrical and electronic, and will burn up everything that is electrical or electronic in line of sight of it.